We have 3 on. Brenda, you have won the first on award of the day. Hi, darling. Yes? 12. Oh, my good grief. Make yourselves known to me, please. Who's on now? Hi from the Bay. I'm going to talk about the Bay today. That wasn't meant to rhyme, but you know how it is. Guys, I couldn't even be bothered to curl my hair because, you know, as far as I was concerned, the fact I washed it was a huge step forward in my life experiences so far. So actually, yeah, what can I say? Who's on? Joel, hello, darling. Tony Vincent, oh, Pedro Segundo. I'm looking most summery today. I don't know why, because I'm about to kick off. I'm about to rant in the way that you love. I'm about to go, for fuck's sake, bonkers. But I know you love that about me. David Larson, greetings from Milwaukee, where it's raining small domesticated animals. Fucking hell. It's not here, as you can probably see. Lisa Kaplan, hello from exotic Sherman Oaks. Sherman Oaks. No, that's Brazil. Mark, hey. Kevin, hey. Andy, hola. Hola. Hey, my darling. Yeah, hey, Kevin. I know. I still haven't ordered any pastrami or any, you know, sort of like, what the hell. Look, I look like some kind of toreador. Look at me. I don't care. It's to distract from the hair that I just washed and couldn't be bothered to brush. Susan Owen is on. My sister is on. I can start. That's all I care about. Here we come. We're all coming on. Rhino. That's it. South Africa. We're on. I'm in a summer. I'm about to rant. I just don't want to kick off until we're all here because, you know, that would be a true waste of rantage. Because that's the mood I'm in. Oh, bonkers is good. I want to go bonkers on your behalf, you see. I want to feel on your behalf. I want to rant. I want to cry. I want to laugh. Mostly, I want to fucking rant today. For fuck's sake. Exclamation mark. Yeah. Give my regards to Ariana. You know, Ariana is she's out in the she tells me she's picking oranges. She's picking oranges. Hello, my darling sister. Kalamazoo. Originally Lancashire. Hang on a second, but originally North Wales. I gotta get in Kalamazoo, zoo. I don't want to boast, but I know she's the most in Kalamazoo, zoo. Emma Doubleday, she's got the cheese knives out. Here we go. And I'm ready. We're getting it up there. Yeah, we're bouncing up. There's another Judith Owen. There is. Pedro, there's actually more than one other Judith Owen. There's a multitude of me. It turns out that COVID-19 has actually put me in touch with and made it okay for me to have multiple personalities. So there you have that. There's a silver lining if ever there was one. It's a fucking rant that's coming, Brenda. Yeah, Seattle's ready for a rant. I'm about to go. First of all, before I start the rantage, of which there is nothing else like it. Steve, hey baby, thank God you're on. Before I start the rant, Sheffield is ready. Bernard, you're ready for... I never accepted that, the multiple personalities. Well, I think you kind of did, but you were just in denial as to who you would work with in any one day. One Judith Owen is plenty, you're right, but you know. Bouncy can like be, you know, Sasha Fierce and Lemonade and all those different things, you know. Don't knock it until you try it. Anyway, so, yeah, Dublin, Ohio, ready. Here we go. First of all, I do just want to say that a very dear and amazing person just passed away. Hey, Jane. And that is the remarkable Philip. Hi. That is, and Melissa, that is the fantastic Fred Willard, who I'm sure you all are massive fans of. Truly one of the funniest men to walk the planet. And for any of you who are Chris Guest fans of, you know, Best in Show, Mighty Wind, Waiting for Guffman, Modern Family, all the amazing things that this man has been in, you know, and Spinal Tap, let's be honest, as that incredible Air Force captain, then you know what a loss it is. But here's the thing I just want to say. I thank people like him from the bottom of my heart, not only because I was so lucky to have actually got to work with him, to have him on Christmas Without Tears, to really spend time with him and his wonderful wife Mary, but also because the amount of joy that man spread throughout the world, and how much he delighted and entertained people like me and you and all of us. And it's just such a gift, such a gift. So it's with a sad heart that I say goodbye to Fred, but it's also with so much gratitude for all the joy that he brought. So there you have it. Yeah, you see, I grew up with him on Fernwood Tonight. Harry's always told me about, hey Kate, about Fernwood, how amazing. I've seen clips from that. Remarkable. I mean, you know that bit from Best in Show where he's the commentator with Jim, and they're basically, and he sees the bloodhound and he says, wouldn't it be a kick if we put a Sherlock Holmes hat on him and a pipe? That would be, I'd get a real kick out of that. Well, here's the thing about Fred, and that's what Christopher always says. It's just like when Fred starts, and Harry always says this, when Fred begins, just get out the way. Just run for cover, because nobody can, keep up with that mind and with where he went and the things that he did. I mean, it really, really is remarkable, I have to say. And I forgot to turn off my Do Not Disturb. I hope you can't read my texts that are coming in. Can you read my texts that are coming in? No, you can't. So, well, I hope not. Can you? They're back to front. It's fine. So, that'll serve me right. So anyway, farewell, Fred Willard, and thank you for everything. And now, he was a beautiful man. He was a beautiful, beautiful man. And anybody that hasn't seen any of these Chris Guest films, watch them now. Watch Fred. See something really, really special. He was one of a kind. So anyway, thank you, Fred. Now, the rant begins. For fuck's sake, people. So we're meant... Now, did you see that? Now, can you read we can read your mind, but you can't read my text. No? Then that's fine. Fuck them. So here's the thing. So I'm in Southern California, okay? We're meant to be going back. You know that thing? We're going back gently, slowly, drop off, pick up. Mandatory masks. Mandatory. For fuck's sake, I can tell you right now that the man playing bagpipes at midnight outside my window in the park last night did not have a mask on, but an audience around him, playing it badly, although, to be fair, how would you know? It truly, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I went out there this morning to do a recce. 95% of people mask-free. 95%. So we're laughing at these crackers, the rednecks up in Michigan, for the gun toters, for jumping on City Hall and saying, this is un-American and it's our freedom that you're, blah, blah, blah. And yet here we are, liberal California here. Yeah, LA County, here we are, laughing at all those people. And we're out there in the bikinis, the itsy-bitsy teeny-weenies, and the six-packs, and we're doing our thing. And we're back to normal, and there is not a mask in sight. So I went up to a cop, wearing a full mask, of course, both of us. And I said to him, what's with the lack of masks? Yeah. You are doing my rant, says Brenda. I know. Here we go. I shouted so loud, my lyrics dropped off. I'll have to go and pick those up. So I said to him, can you explain to me why there's 95% of people with this is mandatory. I haven't lost my mind. It's mandatory. What are you doing about it? And he said, it's like putting your hand up in front of a tsunami, isn't it? He said, and kind of shrugged his shoulders as if to say, yeah. So he then said this that made me almost need to get a defibrillator. He said, good thing is, people are so healthy in California because they have such a good diet and they're outdoors people and they exercise a lot that they'll probably do a lot better here than in other places. I have to sit down. I didn't want to mention to him how many incredibly fit people, marathon runners, athletes, have also had this. And if not the worst outcome, are still suffering, are debilitated, with no signs of underlying problems. That's your officer. Thank you, officer. Thank you for that incredible piece of intelligence. Anyway, I don't want to get thrown in the slammer, so I had to pull myself back. You know, I was like some kind of crazed dog. And you know that thing about wearing a mask? You know the thing about gobsmacked, mate. Gobsmacked. You know the thing about masks where all you can see are the eyes, so you don't know if somebody's smiling, leering, or telling you to go fuck yourself, or about to kill you. You have no idea. Yeah. So I think that's my expression all the time. Anyway, I call this proud to be stupid. Now, I know that there's shit in UK as well with people who are threatening to demonstrate about the repression of freedom. Yeah, I've got really good examples of repression of freedom. Little thing, we just celebrated VE Day, you know, that little thing. That's repression of freedom. Anyway, before I go absolutely ballistic, I'm going to get worse. Don't worry. Don't worry, I'm doing it for you. Now, there are ways to do this right. It's not even the fact that we're going back too soon. We know we're going back too soon. We know it. It's the fact that we're going back like hell for leather, balls out, in a frenzy, as if it never happened. Now, I got some examples of doing it wrong. And then a couple of examples of midway. And then thank you, you will GoFundMe to get me out. I know you will. And then I got an example of how to do it properly from somebody that you would not expect to do it properly. In the first place, doing it wrong. Thank you, Susan Owen, my sister, for getting me this information. She's blitzkrieged the whole, am I allowed to say that? She's got me some amazing things this week. Where's Hayford, 42? Travelled 600 miles to get a haircut in California. From his Olympia, Washington apartment. He was so fed up, you see. 600 miles, he said, I quote, when I got there, it was exactly what I'd hoped for. I've been isolated for the last 3 months, and it's the first time I had that type of social interaction in the period. It's a really good feeling to feel like there's other people in the world who aren't going to sit inside in fear when there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay, that's doing it wrong. Here's almost right. Pole dancing and hand sanitizer. Wyoming strip club reopens with masks on, clothes off party. You've got to commend them for that. You've got to. Now, I was thinking, God, that's not bad. If you need your strip club, I mean, it's obviously a necessity. Then it's good to be wearing a mask. And that was until I got to this bit where it said, of course, many of the men look as if they've come in from the oil fields for the night. None of them are wearing masks, but they're clearly looking for a much smaller social distance than Americans have become accustomed to as dancers wrap their legs around them from the stage. And that's where that went slightly wrong. Now, liquids, bodily fluids. I'm not even saying anything else. But this is the one I didn't expect. I mean, when's the last time you heard a good story about a priest? So, thank you, my sister, for sending me this. Jeff Barnaby, bless his heart, he tweeted this photograph, which is genius. A priest giving social distance blessings with a squirt pistol. He's considering, he's assuming that that's filled with holy water. Now, if this isn't the way to do it, I just don't know what is. It's incredible. I just love this. I just love the idea of the squirt gun. And it's it's a kid's squirt gun. Look at that. Isn't that brilliant? That's doing it right. So there you have wrong, almost nearly, and then really right. Didn't think that would come from the church. That's amazing. So here we go. So what am I talking about now? I've lost my thread. Oh yes. So but we're out in such abandon. It's like we haven't. It's as if none of this shit happened, which is just extraordinary to me. Masks, 6 feet. That would be a great way to do it. I know they're doing that in Spain. How is it in Britain? Well, I can tell you something. I said last week, didn't I? I said on Wednesday, I was going to talk about history repeating. Well, yes, this is history repeating. Let's just go back now to the last time there was a pandemic. It was called the Spanish flu. We know that it came probably from the trenches. It came from the horror, the indescribable stuff that was going in the trenches. We know what happened, and the diseases that was coming out from there. Well, it went all over the world. It killed an astonishing hundreds of millions, I do believe. And here's a little story about San Francisco. There you go, from the Bay Area. San Francisco had the 1918 flu under control, and then it lifted restrictions. A cautionary tale about the dangers of reopening too soon. So it turns out that San Francisco jumped on the whole wearing of masks and of distancing, and then the San Franciscans grew, after a couple of months, they grew weary of the impositions and and then they created the Anti-Mask League. It's got a lovely ring to it. And they declared it, the wearing of masks, contrary to the desires of the majority of the people. And then finally, when the situation began to improve, hello, deja vu all over again, history repeating, here we go. They pulled down the restrictions slightly, but people went nuts. And here I quote, people rushed from their homes to celebrate the end of the seclusion and crowded together to see movies, shows, and boxing matches. Through these, audiences were still required to wear masks. Many flouted the order. When both the mayor and a public health leader were caught without masks, the masking effort collapsed. There's a little idea of what happens when one's leaders decide that they're going to not help the situation by just defying that. So the health officer warned the city that it was going to come back. San Franciscans chose not to wear the mask, 90%, exactly what I'm seeing out here. And in one day, there were 600 new cases of influenza. And by the time the epidemic came to an end that spring, 45,000 San Franciscans had got it, and 3,000 had died, which is the highest death rate in the entire country. So there's a little history repeating, and it's not just us. No. I got this now in Britain too. I hate to say it, my Brits, but here's a lovely Twitter. Thank you again, my sister, for drawing my attention to Ian Mortimer, who said. He's an English historian, a novelist, and he's author of 21 books. And he said, I'm shocked to read in The Times, thank you, The Times, that people are planning anti-lockdown rallies in the UK. It reminds me very much of the events in St. Giles in the Fields in 1665. We don't ever learn or change. We don't. We are just... so you have here the plague, red marks on the doors. The doors are closed, shut, locked, and then people decided that it was cruel, and it is cruel, it's true, and they let them out. And then all hell broke loose. So there we have 1665, jump 300 years later, sort of, to 1918. You see what I mean? It's just us, isn't it? Is it that we have to push these draconian measures to be able to make people behave properly? Is that what it is? How come Vietnam, who are so used to wearing masks and are doing it, by the book, are doing so well? Hey, I'm just putting this out there. But, let's just say that people who describe wearing masks as being an intrusion, as being something that bears down on their freedom. Like I said, when I'm out with the dog, when I'm out with Doris, when I'm outside, I don't like looking at people's eyes and thinking, what are they smiling? I don't like the fact that I don't want to be close to people. I don't want to interact with people, rightfully, even with a mask on. But you know what? I'd rather be a lonely fuck and alive. And that's why I'm about to sing this song. I thank you. Move yourself, you always live your life, never ever thinking of the future. Well, prove yourself, you are the move you make. Take your chances, win or lose. Well, don't want to chance it, you've been hurt before. heart. Oh, watch it now, the eagle in the sky, how he dances one and only well. You lose yourself, no, but for pity's sake, there's no reason to be lonely. Well, don't want to chance it, you've been hurt before. Owner of a lonely heart, owner of a lonely heart, better than a broken heart. Oh, look before you leap. I say look before you leap. Owner of a lonely heart, owner of a lonely heart, owner of a lonely heart, better than an owner of a broken heart, of a broken heart. Oh, look before you leap. I tell you, look before you leap. Oh, oh, no, no. Oh. I don't think I've ever sung that with no irony, but that is it. With no irony at all. It's, you know, it's better to have loved and been hurt than to never have loved at all. But this time it's actually the truth. It's like owner of a lonely heart is better than owner of a broken heart at this point. Thank you. You get the point. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the clapping. Thank you. I appreciate it. So the rant continues. Livia Minuzzi. The rant continues. Are you ready? Can I hear an oh yes? Can I hear an oh yes for the second half of the rant? You won't believe where this is going, or maybe you will. Maybe you will. So, you know what? Hang on a second. I'm just going to put up my my lyrics for the second thing. Here we go. Hang on a second. Here I am. Here I am putting them up. Hang on. There you go. So here we are. We're back out. We're rushing out because we've been told that we need to get the economy back on track. You know, we need to make the money. We need, because people, you know, because the treatment is worse than the illness. You know, that old bullshit. You know what would actually really help the economy is if the fucking banks were frozen, because they're the only people that are still working. Do you know that people that are chasing up, you probably do because you're going through this, people are chasing up mortgages, chasing up rent arrears, chasing up loan arrears. If they were frozen for a bit, we'd be fine. But isn't it interesting how that side of business of the world stays open? Business as usual. Thank you so much. Anyway, here's my feeling though. We have such hope and excitement ahead of us. Oh yes. And I'm talking now about something I'm so fucking excited about. Here we go, for fuck's sake. I'm so excited about this. We thought it was money over human health, but no, it seems like the answer is right in front of us. And I know this because we are about to begin and see Operation Warp Speed. William Shatner says he's willing to reprise his role as Captain Kirk. Perhaps Jared Kushner will be Spock, a stand-in, just to give Operation Warp Speed the gravitas that a name like that demands. And I'm just throwing it out there. What can we expect next, do you think? Mitch McConnell, dressed like Orlando Bloom in Lord of the Things, speaking in Elven. I'd pay good money for that. Perhaps a lump of kryptonite will be handed to each person at the podium for extra COVID-19 protection, far beyond what any mask could ever do in future press conferences. Will Trump perhaps rework the wraparound hairdo and start referring to himself as Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones? And might all of us, and this is just, I'm just dreaming now. This is a dream. Might Paul Rand have an unfortunate accident with the transporter? What the fuck? What the fuck made up infantile nightmare are we living through, people? I mean, it's like, the blurring of reality and fiction between like Marvel comics and action. I don't even know where to start on this one. Every single day I read something, don't we all, that makes me think that I'm having a fucking out-of-body experience. I've been taking drugs. Now, our great leader has taken on the role of cheerleader. Positivity, hopefulness, cheerleader at any expense. Doesn't matter if any of it's true. It's the best. It's beautiful. It's going to be cool, amazing. The greatest winners, leaders, really warp speed. And it's feeding everybody who wants life to be like it was. And it's not going to be, but you know what I'm saying. You want it back the way it was. We want all that shit. We want all that. But do we? I'm asking you people. I don't want an instant return to that vacuous shallowness and the commerciality of everything and the buying and the this and the owning and that and the fillers and the silicone and everything else. I don't want that. And right now, what we're seeing in my neighborhood in Southern California, of course, is people with their windows wide open, blaring out every single thing they need to because there's nowhere to go, nothing to do. So everywhere is a club. Your car is your club. It's fantastic. There is no, spatial awareness at this point. Now, if the bagpipe wasn't bad enough, this morning, the second sighting of a lifetime, I shit you not, I saw two people, could have been a couple, carrying what looked like a Tyrolean/Viking longhorn, the things that lie on the ground, out of their car, SUV, and setting off, I thought I was imagining this, setting off, like a war in the car park. It beggars belief, but here we are. So we're being, the powers that be, they're focusing on our weaknesses, our needs, our desires at the shallowest level. They want to, to get us where our needs are, where those weaknesses are. And yes, the selfie people are back. The women with the giant, the fantastic implants here and there and everything else. We're in our bikinis, we're in our six-packs, we're taking our photographs, the selfies are back out. Here we go, you can hear a fantastic motorbike out there blasting, it's fantastic. We're all here, we're all just inflicting ourselves on each other. It's fantastic. Now, I just ask you one more time, do we really want to go back to that narcissism? Do we really want to go back to being those people? Can't we just take from what we've learned here just a little bit? Can't we? Shall we? I wrote a song about this. I recorded it with the fabulous Ian Shaw. And it's about, I'm just going to sing it because I want to remind you of how it used to be. That this is what we're rushing to get back to, okay? Bear with me. And let's just go back a little bit in time. A cool life, that's what they're selling us. Look smart, you'll have them fooled. A cool life, that's what they're offering us. Who cares what you think or if you made it through your school? A cool life, your face in magazines. Just don't make it look like work. Choose books that may look good on you. In your bespoke shoes and your Boateng shirt, don't you know that? Everybody wants everybody. everybody wants parties every night, endless shopping jaunts, endless shipping. That's what sexy people do. You know you'll meet your best friends there. Everybody wants, everybody wants, everybody wants a cool life. A cool life, that's all we talk about. There's nothing to compare. Can't be too thin or underdressed. Must learn to live on air. Who cares if Vincent killed himself, if Juliet died in vain? If you wear shades and a spray on tan, success will surely be your name. And I said everybody wants parties every night, endless shopping jaunts, and checking into rehab. That's what all the sexy people do. You know that you'll meet your best friends there, 'cause everybody wants, everybody wants, everybody wants a cool life. I say, yeah, 'cause everybody wants a cool life, a cool life. Everybody wants parties every night, and the shopping jaunts, and checking into rehab. That's what all the sexy people do. You want a cool life. Oh my gosh, thank you guys, thank you so much. So, no, we don't miss that, do we? Really? I mean, I'm as shallow as the next person, you know me. I love some good clothes, I love me some silly lass and looking great and all that kind of shit. But honestly, you gotta mix your shallow with some depth. Isn't that the truth? Hey, dog. So let me tell you, let's not be dumb. We're going back gently. Let's be gentle. Let's wear those masks. Let's stay 6 feet apart. Look after yourselves and others. Take care, people. Now, until I see you on Wednesday, what can I tell you? There'll be another a cappella out with Leland Sklar and Pedro Segundo. Oh, yes. And it will be, of course, of Summer Breeze. So I cannot wait for you to hear that. I'm very excited because this coming week, on Friday, I have the next single coming out. You might have seen it on Facebook, the little ad for it. It is my version of Jess Glynn's amazing Hold My Hand, and I'll be doing that live on Wednesday for you and telling you the backstory and everything that goes with that. So until I see you then, this has been, for fuck's sake, it's been a ranter, hasn't it? I hope it was all right with you guys. I just had to get it off the old chest, and I hope it's made you feel slightly better. We'll get more emotional later this week. But like I said, until then, my name is Judith Owen. You know that. This has been For Fuck's Sake. I will see you Wednesday. I love you guys. Stay safe, all right?